What's up, my ninjas? I'm Strident, and I have a random thought to share, or a random observation to share. So, sometimes while I'm working on stuff, I flip through YouTube and watch random videos, and sometimes it'll be snippets of like action sequences from movies that I actually own, but because I'm sitting in front of my computer and my movies are elsewhere, I just watch them here while I type on my laptop and whatnot. But I have this habit of reading the comments, which is good if you have your own channel, because that means you'll actually read the comments and get back to your subscribers, in my case my ninjas, and at least it's not like you're just some corporate fuck who has a page people watch and try to talk to you and you don't answer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm actually getting back to folks. But I notice whenever I watch anything, last night I watched 300 Rise of a Nation, and then today I was watching the fight scenes from the original 300. And I noticed that even with other things, like I remember about a year or two back, I got into it with a guy over an old fight with Benny the Jet Urquidez and somebody in Holland. I can't remember who it was who he was fighting, but really old footage. And Benny the Jet beat the guy, but it was just like, you could tell they were tired. The fight went on for a long time. But anyway, in the comments, you always have these people, and I know they exist, and this isn't like some naive rambling. This is just one of those things that to me, it's just like, why are we still going through this shit? And this is a rhetorical kind of why, But you have videos of professionals doing things that they actually are proficient in, It could be movie footage done by, professionals in Hollywood, And it could be fight choreography or a real fight. And you always have some fuck in the comments. And I mean, they may not even be trying to troll, you know what I'm saying? They genuinely think that they are an expert on whatever it is that's being showcased. And then, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I can leave that alone. But like, when you go and you look to see who this person is, there's nothing about them because they can be anonymous. And they don't even have the balls to put some shit up here saying like, this is what I do and this is why I am an authority on anything, or this is why my opinion is even valid. This is how I know what I'm talking about. They have no subscribers, no videos. I'm not even talking about likes and views. I'm just saying, like, have some kind of showcase of what you do that makes you a different individual from the last idiot who said, this is not the way they did it in that film, or the way they did it in that footage is wrong. This is how it's supposed to be done. They don't have shit up there. Nothing. You can't find anything on these people. No information, no nothing. But they have the balls to open their mouth and anonymously just, knock what someone else is doing. And I'm not even talking about on my page, you know what I mean? It's expected when you actually put something out there for people to have all their opinions, So I get that. But at least you guys, my ninjas, you guys will, many of you, because some of you don't have anything up, but many of you, when we talk, you explain where you get your information from, or why you came to the conclusion you came from. I don't know if it's because it's the tone that I set. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's the tone. We discuss things on my page, but on these other ones, man, it's like a disease. You have these ignorant fucks who open their mouths to say something and have no legs to stand on in the argument. I mean, so for 300, the battles that are on 300, the different cuts that people made of just the fights, you have people talking about Alexander the Great, talking about how the Persians did this and the Persians did that. Okay, the point of the video, the point of the movie is that they didn't do any of what you're talking about at the Battle of Thermopylae, which is what the fucking movie is about. It's not about what happened before or after. It's about this moment in time. Exaggerated history or not. This is The general gist of this story is that 300 guys held off an entire army of thousands, and it fucking happened. And you always have a fuck. I swear, it's like Bizarro World or something. Like, this is fact. I mean, their movements and how cut up they were and how cool they looked, all that is interpretation. But these motherfuckers could fight. This is a fact. And they were able to fight thousands of men and hold off an army for a while. You know what I mean? Long enough for retaliation to come in. And they did it. I mean, it's real. The shit happened. And you got people debating how the shit happened in the comments. It's weird. It blows my mind that these are the same people who, like, you know, when I do a review, or, you know, one of my other homies or someone does a review or something, they argue the point with no knowledge. I know ignorance is bliss, you know, and it's folly to the wise, as the saying goes. But it's almost scary how blindly ignorant so many people are. I'm watching boxing matches, and you have guys arguing about two other fighters, and somehow it's supposed to relate to the fight that you're watching right now, the video that exists right there. Your comment is under a fight between two completely unrelated boxers, and in the comments you're arguing a point about two other guys that have nothing to do with what we just saw, because you want to say that he should have done what this guy did, and it would have been more effective if he did it at this moment in time against this completely different fighter. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that, I don't get it. Or when it's like racism, you know, you have people talking about what they think based on their, you know, limited, in some cases, experience. Some people have no experience with it, and they want to tell you that it's false. There's no such thing as racism, and it's an upper-class white kid talking about, you know, he's never seen racism. And I mean, like, you could learn from what's being said or what's being posted, you know? And I'm amazed at times. Like, I know people are ignorant. I know people come from all walks of life. I know some people just, you have different levels of, what's the word? Different levels of involvement with certain things, you know? And, you know, it obviously, because it's different, but with every person it varies. We're not all going to have the same, you know, experience. But does that mean you knock someone else for having their experience? I still don't get it. You know, I know it exists. I understand why it exists, but I don't get how in this day and age we have this internet, which is awesome. And it's crazy how you have all these opinions and all these people, and when you weed out the real from the bullshit, some people are actually giving you some real information, but people want to listen and want to perpetuate the ignorance of the bunch that have no fucking experience with anything. The fucking cowardly motherfuckers that stay in their house, stay on the computer, you only go out for the necessities, and you don't experience shit. All you experience is everything that you see on this screen in front of you on your computer or your laptop or your phone. And these are the people that have become, I guess, the staples, trolls. You know, this is the troll community. This shit is just weird. Like, why would you want to be part of the troll community? Why would you want to stay ignorant during the information age? We are in the age of information. Information is so fucking easy to come by. So much so that our government is working on ways of cutting down how much information and how easily the information flows. Yet, people still want to be ignorant. Granted, there are some subjects where I feel you on that. Some subjects. There are some illnesses I don't want to know about. There are some atrocities I would rather not know about. I mean, I know they exist. I know there are atrocities and stuff. It's part of my job. I deal with people in the aftermath of some of this stuff. But it doesn't mean that all across the board you should just want to be ignorant about shit. You know what I mean? If you're watching, I'm a martial artist and I watch videos a lot of times about different training regimens, because our training regimen, the one I've done for the longest time is based around Tang Soo Do, or I'm sorry, Mudu Kwan. and it's got elements of Tang Soo Do in there. But I cross-trained beforehand with all the Jeet Kune Do and Jun Fan kickboxing training that I've had. So I always look at other training things, because that's the way I started learning martial arts, is we were cross-training in boxing and Greco-Roman wrestling. And actually we even did some pancration drills, which is crazy because it's real old shit. But we used to do that. We did Kali drills. We did a lot of things from all over, because there were 4 teachers at the school and all 4 of them had different training. They had some similar training, but then they all had different training. So I'm used to trying to learn from other people. How can I improve my height on my jump? How can I improve the power of my punch? You know, and it might be something that I would have never thought of. So I just look everywhere for this information, and I want to learn this stuff. And I know, because someone watching might be like, well, you want to learn and other people don't. And I know that's how it is. I'm just sharing with you my reaction to this observation, where people just stay ignorant even though there's so much at our fingertips. You know, all the people who argue when you watch a movie review, and the reviewer says, especially when it's comics, because, you know, those count right now, and they say, or anything that's based on a book, and we say the book story is completely different from this film. And you have a bunch of people who never read the book, didn't know there was a book, didn't know the movie was based on a book, that argue that the movie's great just as it is. Don't worry about the book. It's 2 separate things, blah, blah, blah. Why don't you just go read the book so that you can see what's different? But they don't want to. They'd rather stay ignorant about it. And to me, just staying ignorant about shit, it just boggles my mind. All you have to do is, you could find the book online. You could probably find it online for free. And you could just read through it. You could probably find the fucking audiobook version of it online for free. Shit, you could probably find it on YouTube being read out loud for you, and you could just listen through it. Or you could find a Cliff Note version of it online so you can get the gist of whatever it is, you know? There's guys who break down comic books for you on YouTube and various other websites. So if you don't want to go buy the comic, you could ask this guy or go on his site and listen to him explain to you what the story arc is about. Yet, we still have people arguing about this shit. Like, it's just beyond me that this is how it is. And I want to still preface, I'm going to go back to my preface all over again. I'm not talking about any specific argument that I've had on my own channel. Like I said, I'm used to it and I know it happens. I can handle myself. I know how that works. It's just when I see it with others, you know, it just boggles my mind. Someone will be trying to impart really decent knowledge and they'll be on point, you know. And then you have people knocking them for the guy knowing what he's talking about. But then on the flip side, you have guys talking about shit that doesn't make sense. You know, you have people giving relationship advice, and you have people getting relationship advice from players. That's the last person you want to get relationship advice from. And everybody's listening so closely. I don't know how. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. People aren't really knocking those idiots, but they're knocking people who are actually imparting actual, real knowledge. I mean, oh man. It just boggles my mind. And I figured I'd share. So, you know, get at me in the comments. It's the way it is, I guess. Peace.